My stepmom accused me of stealing her jewelry and had me arrested at my own graduation party. 3 years later, she called asking if I could drop the lawsuit. I told her to check her mailbox. I was 18, celebrating my high school graduation in our backyard. String lights hung between trees, my friends were taking pictures by the pool, and my aunt had just finished giving a toast. That's when 2 patrol cars pulled into the driveway. My stepmom Rachel stood behind the officers, mascara running down her face, her hand shaking as she pointed directly at me. She emptied my college fund. That necklace was my grandmother's, the only thing I had left of her. They went through every drawer, every box, checked under my mattress, inside my closet, nothing. But Rachel kept insisting I'd hidden it somewhere, probably already sold it for drug money. Drug money. I'd never even touched alcohol. My dad stood in the doorway of my room, arms crossed, watching them tear through my things. He didn't say a word, not one word in my defense. They took me to the station for questioning. 6 hours in a cold room with fluorescent lights buzzing overhead. The detective kept asking the same questions in different ways, trying to catch me in a lie that didn't exist. Meanwhile, my graduation party continued without me. My best friend texted me pictures. Everyone looked confused. Some people had already left. The charges were eventually dropped. Insufficient evidence. No evidence at all, actually. But the damage was already done. At family dinners, aunts and uncles would go quiet when I walked in. Neighbors stopped making eye contact when I took out the trash. My college roommate, some girl I'd been messaging with all summer, requested a room change 2 days before move-in. Said her parents were uncomfortable with the situation. I ended up working double shifts at a warehouse, loading trucks from midnight to 8 in the morning, then taking community college classes during the day. I slept 4 hours a night if I was lucky. No financial help from dad, no apology from Rachel. She acted like nothing had happened, posting happy family photos on social media while I was eating ramen for the 3rd night in a row. 2 years into this nightmare, my aunt called. The same aunt who gave the toast at my graduation. She sounded frantic. "Rachel's making your dad sell the house. He's completely broke." I asked what she meant. Turns out Rachel had been draining his accounts for years. New car every 18 months, weekend trips to resorts, designer bags that cost more than my monthly rent. Dad had remortgaged the house twice trying to keep up. Then my aunt dropped the real bomb. The jewelry. Rachel pawned it herself 6 months before your graduation party. There are receipts. She needed 10 grand fast. My stomach dropped. For what? My aunt hesitated. She's been seeing someone else. Some personal trainer from her gym. Been going on since before she even married your dad. I sat in my studio apartment, staring at the water-stained ceiling, and something clicked. I called a lawyer the next morning. Filed for defamation, emotional distress, and loss of educational opportunities. The college fund Rachel convinced dad I'd stolen, that became Exhibit A. My rejected housing application, Exhibit B. The psychological evaluation from my therapist, Exhibit C. Dad started calling. I let every call go to voicemail. He'd leave long rambling messages about how Rachel was stressed, how she'd made a mistake, how family should forgive. Family. The word tasted bitter. Rachel tried reaching out through mutual friends, sent messages through my younger cousin, even showed up at my warehouse once, but security escorted her out when I said I didn't know her. The lawsuit moved forward. Discovery phase was brutal for her. Bank statements, text messages, phone records, everything coming to light. Then last week, I got a call from an unknown number. I almost didn't answer. Legal fees are killing me. Rachel's voice was thin, desperate. "This whole thing is costing me everything. Can we settle this quietly? Maybe you could just drop it. We could both move on." I stayed quiet for a long moment, listening to her breathe on the other end. Finally, I said I'd think about it and hung up. She probably thought she'd won, thought I was softening. That afternoon, I had my lawyer deliver the response to her apartment. She opened the mailbox to find the finalized lawsuit, no settlement, full court proceedings scheduled for next month, and a subpoena for her phone records from the entire year before my graduation. Her boyfriend's texts were about to become evidence. Every message, every photo, every plan they'd made while she was spending my dad's money. She called back within 20 minutes, screaming that I was destroying her life, begging me to stop, offering to pay me directly if I'd just make it go away. I told her to check her mailbox again. My lawyer had just delivered the pawn shop screenshots, showing she'd sold grandma's necklace the same week she reported it stolen.